Welcome to the INKY podcast. I'm Michel Young, and today we've got Dave Baggett. Thanks for coming on, Dave.
Hey, great to be here.
So I've got another interesting scenario for you. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that are trying to impersonate or are being impersonated, I should say, from nefarious actors. How is INKY looking and detecting that these aren't really the real companies?
Yeah, you just used the key word, looking. So what we need to do at INKY, and we're unique in this, we need to make INKY see the mail like the recipient is going to see it.
I mean, this is going to be silly, but see as in looking with my eyes. I mean, that's a computer can't see.
Yeah, obviously the INKY's not going to doesn't have eyes, but we want to mimic what your visual system is doing as a recipient. When you look at a mail, right? Think about it. I can give you a mail you've never seen before,
right?
And you can say, "Oh, that looks like it's from Microsoft." Well,
yeah.
What are you doing? Like, your brain is telling you that. What is your brain looking at? Well, probably there's a Windows logo or an Office logo. There's words in there that indicate Microsoft. So we make INKY essentially do the same thing. We basically render the mail, like draw it on a screen. Now, it's not a real physical screen. It's in the cloud. But we draw the email, and then INKY runs a bunch of analysis on the visual output and can come to the same conclusion as the human. Like, oh, Microsoft, that's a brand I know.
Wow, and that's how you're actually seeing the mail, which is that's actually pretty impressive there, you know.
Yeah, and then the trick is, unlike you, INKY knows all the legitimate mail from Microsoft comes from one of these mail servers, and that may be a large list, but it's
like
a finite
forensic
list.
information, like CSI. It's like INKY's on the CSI show or something.
And think about when you try to figure out, okay, I see it's from Microsoft. Is it real? You look at the domain name, and maybe it's Microsoft-update.com, and you're like, I don't know. That sounds like it could be real.
That's my favorite site.
For sure, right? INKY knows for sure that's fake, right? It knows all real mail from Microsoft comes from domains on this list.
Okay.
That has a superpower over the human.
A superpower of the human, exactly, because I don't know how many people out there are actually detailing and delving into their email to make sure it's coming from Microsoft or something. So, wow, that is actually impressive. And it's for a lot of brands, 2 brands.
Yeah, hundreds. I mean, and I guess we don't know for sure how many brands humans can recognize, but probably it's hundreds. But INKY can recognize over 300 now.
Oh, awesome. And once again, I mean, just if I know we talked about this in a previous podcast, but it's not to warn everybody that every single brand is going to be attempting to get taken over. It's just brands that will have the end user do something like a credential harvest or other things like that.
Yeah, be wary of things that are, insurance companies, HR related stuff, password changing, anything financial, banks, even flight confirmations, shipping, things that are transactional that might involve you taking an action, logging in somewhere, changing your password, paying money. All that stuff is, you should think about, hey, is that really the entity I think it is? And if you're not sure, go to the web and do it that way as opposed to doing it through the mail.
That's true. Well, thanks again, Dave, for coming to the INKY podcast, and thank you for listening to the INKY podcast. Have a great day.